Okay, so I have recently been introduced to this thing on YouTube about books. They are booktubers, or at least the first one I discovered, the booktuber. He's brilliant. It was just, you talk about books on YouTube, and that sounds wonderful, so I thought I would try some of that. And what better way to start other than with a tag, which I've never done one before, but I've watched plenty of them, so I wrote down the questions, and I think I can handle this. I think I can make it through. Okay. And this is called, I don't know, how you read tag, the book tag, I don't even remember. Anyway. Keep pocketing my pen. Okay, the first question. How do you find out about new books? Okay. I think for me it's mostly through word of mouth. It's people telling me, hey, read this book. whether that's, on Tumblr, or my best friend throwing a book at me saying, read it or I'll kill you. Not literally, I'm being dramatic, but, yeah. It's pretty much, it's through people. Some of them I might find, like, there are some books I have just picked up on my own, but not a lot. And another way that I get books a lot is if I see that its movie is coming out, or if I watch a movie and at the end of the movie it says based on the book by blah blah blah, I'm just like, well, now I have to read it and see if they did good enough. So that's pretty much how. The second question is, how did you get into reading? That would be my mother. She reads so much, and so I read so much. I didn't actually learn how to read until first grade. Like, when I was in kindergarten, they didn't, do those cool reading exercises and whatnot. They didn't start, sort of teaching me that until I went into public school. And I didn't do a lot of, those flashcards and stuff. A lot of how I learned to read was me sitting in someone's lap, them reading it loud, and I'm following along and just sort of figuring it out, Okay. How has my taste in books evolved? Well, not much, actually, even since, first grade. I guess one of the bigger things that's changed, I've always liked fiction, never been into nonfiction, at all. But, first, second, and third grade, it was, I really liked mystery. And not so much I didn't really so much like magic either. I wanted mystery. And so I read all, the not lame, I don't want to say that, but all, the mystery little kids books. And then fourth grade, I discovered In fourth grade, I discovered the Emily Winsnap books about the mermaids, and I discovered how wonderful magic could be. So that's where that started. That was my first fantasy series, which apparently it's still going. Crazy, right? If any of you want to just give me all those books, I'd be really happy. I'm too lazy to go get them myself. Anyway, and then fifth grade, I read the Twilight series, and that's really when the fandom stuff started. And then that next year, you know what, in seventh grade, I read the Harry Potter series, and there was no turning back from that. Okay. So really, it's been fiction the whole time, but it's just a matter of now it's more fantasy. And, at this point in time, I am a little bit more open to anything. I will read, Rick Riordan books, but I'll also read John Green books. And those are, story-wise, very different, but I love them both. So, yeah. And I'm now actually more open to classics than I was before. If 5 years ago, if you told me I had to read Romeo and Juliet, I'd be like, ugh, no. But now I'm just like, yes, let's read it again. So, yeah. Okay, how often do you buy books? Well, in the store, not too often, because we don't get the chance to go a lot. Although today I did go, and I bought the Mindy Kaling book, and all the Lord of the Rings books, and The Hobbit. Yeah, I just spent quite a lot of money in Barnes & Noble. Whoops. But on my Kindle, I'm buying books all the time. Whoops. Probably way more often than I should, but sorry. Yeah. On the Kindle, we buy books much more often than we do in the store. How did I get into booktubing? Well, this tag. This is how it started. No, but the first booktubers I saw was the Booktuber. And I watched literally like 400 of his videos. He doesn't have 400, but I watched a lot of them. I'm just like, this is wonderful. I saw the How to Read a John Green book, and I was just like, yep, this is it. And then Cassie J. Tuck, I always was seeing her posts on Tumblr, and I was just like, this girl's pretty awesome. So yeah. And then, what do I do when I don't like the ending to a book? If I'm reading it in book form and not on my Kindle, I will throw it across the room. Like, legitimately just toss it. Like, I just get so angry. When I finish City of Bones, because if you have read that and you know how that ends, it's very frustrating. I just closed it, sort of took a deep breath, and my sister was in the room. She was reading on my chair too, I think, and I just was like, I just threw it at my closet door. Like, I was just done. I was like, nope, that was ridiculous. I'm done. Usually I just start mumbling to myself and then throw my book. And I mumble for the next few days angrily until I'm happy again, which takes a while. Okay, how often do you look at the last page? I used to do it all the time. That used to be my, I used to always do that with, the Magic Treehouse books. Yeah, I read the last page first. And then I got to Catching Fire, and I read that last page first. And if you have read that, that's not a good last page. Or even if you've seen the movie, that last scene with Katniss and Gale, that's what I read first before I even started the book. And that ruined it for me. That finally kind of woke me up and just don't read the last page first. I still look ahead in the book and I should really stop, but I still look ahead for oh, when's this character gonna come back? Oh, just kidding, they died, whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty good about looking at the last page now. I read Mark of Athena and House of Hades without reading the last page first, which I'm very proud of myself that I did. Which is, and it's a good thing that I didn't look ahead, because that would have been crap. And then who do I tag? I tag everybody. I don't really know anybody to tag, so I tag everybody. Yay! So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my booktubing, or I don't know, my book something or another tag. It'll be the title when I remember it. That was really fun. I like talking about books. I'm going to do a review of books that I've read. I'm in book club at school. Yeah, I know, right? #nerd, right? So I actually will do a review for the one I just finished last night, if I can think of a name. So yeah, bye.